The Allegheny Journal is delighted to talk with Robin Bruns. She's a former planner with the Roanoke Valley Allegheny Regional Commission. Robin's now gone on to some other items, but she is the author of a comprehensive outdoor recreation plan, which has been presented here at some local government meetings. And Robin, thanks very much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Jerry.
You know, I'm aware of the fact that this has taken you a long time to do this comprehensive study. I remember it was sometime last summer you started working on, and in collaboration with some members and representatives of local government. So this is probably the most comprehensive outdoor study that's ever been done around here. Is that your view?
Yeah, that's correct. So prior to this planning process, local governments, individual entities, they were doing really good work. They were creating their own documents and running with their own projects individually. But this is really the first effort like this that was regional in scope, that involved multiple organizations working together, thinking about our region and our destination as a whole.
And thank you very much for providing the slides of the complete plan, and we'll have a link to that at the end of this video. But Robin, to sum it up for people, some people don't have quite as much time as some others. Can you give us what you believe are the key features of the plan?
So really the key features of the plan are the vision and the goals we developed. The vision is that we want to make the Allegheny Highlands an exceptional place to live and visit for outdoor recreation. And we see Clifton Forge, Covington, and Iron Gate being linked by rivers and trails. And those communities provide a gateway for public land access. And we really want to see this area as a unique destination that features a variety of outdoor recreation activities, natural beauty, and a welcoming community. And into the plan details, we broke that down into goals and objectives to meet that vision.
You know, Robin, I don't know if the average local city councilman has heretofore thought about the economic benefits of such a plan, or emphasizing this part of the package of the Allegheny Highlands. And you may be the spurt that they needed to, take a more serious look on how this all plays into not only making this place a more attractive place for residents, but if it's properly implemented, I think we're talking about significant economic benefits. And you've said, hey, Gerard, I'm a planner. I'm not an economist, but certainly the people you've spoken with and the councilmen and the various mayors, they've got to have hinted, hey, Robin, you're on to something here.
Yeah, so we got some information in the plan that really showed some trends in our visitation patterns, both what they spend and where they're staying. And outdoor recreation can really be a driver for business. We have an opportunity here to diversify our local economy by bringing in new and expanding existing businesses that are catering to those outdoor recreation users.
Robin, I'm not so sure that the local governments, they don't have anybody on the staff like you. And probably along the way, they've looked at your plan and said, hey, there's a lot to this. And so with respect to implementation, I mean, that's a wide-ranging topic, isn't it? I mean, there's all kinds of aspects to it. So I would imagine they're going to be calling on you pretty frequently. Hey, how about this and how about that? So that they can make it all work. Because you were talking about Covington, Clifton Forge, and Iron Gate primarily, right?
Yeah, we also had, we had stakeholders outside of local government. We spoke with the U.S. Forest Service, Virginia State Parks, as well as community groups, clubs, other folks like that are really stakeholders in this process. So our steering committee, they helped guide me as we were developing this plan. They have agreed to meet every 6 months to continue what progress has initiated through this plan, to really think about those next steps and give each other updates. And our steering committee, we have representation from local government, as well as the Allegheny Highlands Chamber of Commerce and Tourism, Virginia Tourism, as well as Allegheny Outdoors being our private sector representative.
Well, before we let you go, I think you included as part of your plan a survey, and I don't believe that's ever happened around here. A survey on outdoor recreation preferences or whatever. Was there anything that's really surprised you? And first of all, I think I heard from your presentation, at least at two governments, that you felt you got a pretty good response from it. And if that's the case, was there anything that surprised you or that was very significant that you may not have thought of prior to the implementation of that survey?
Yeah, so our survey targeted three audiences. It targeted our residents, our visitors, and the chamber's event participants. So we got really great response from our residents, and I think that was really significant because in other areas, outdoor recreation and tourism sometimes are taking over and bringing in some development that's undesirable. But with this plan, we were really able to get a lot of input from local residents. So I think that was one key observation, was just the volume of residents that responded to this survey that had really positive things to say about outdoor recreation and how they wanted to see it grow. But I think some of the key findings were that hiking and walking were our most popular outdoor recreation activities, both for our residents and our visitors the same. They shared that common interest in that activity. And then paddle sports was also very important, both residents and visitors. And then we saw road cycling and mountain biking as something that our visitors were very interested in, even though we had a little lower response from our residents about that. And during our survey, we also asked visitors for some specific information about their visit. And most of those visitors, they spent 1 or 2 days in the area, but a majority of those visitors actually stayed outside of our area. Instead of staying, in a hotel, motel, or campground around Clifton Forge or Covington area, they actually stayed outside of our area. They would stay in Bath County, Roanoke, Lewisburg, or Lexington. And that really pinpoints a key need that we've identified and outlined in this plan, is to increase lodging in our area. We want to see our residents or our visitors spending more time close by. And that means they're spending more money in our communities, and we're getting more of a return on our investments in our parks and trails infrastructure.
Well, Robin, thanks very much for your hard work and dedication on this. I think the conclusions from your plan are obvious, and I know that the local governments are, very thankful that you spent all this time, and as well as working with the stakeholders and having various meetings to bring this all together. And we thank you very much for joining us today.
All right. Thank you, Jerry. Have a great day.